this year, the 3.5 miler, so this 3 miles, 3 furlongs won't inconvenience him. He's a former very useful hurdler. I, in fact, rode him when trained by Fred Winter. This was a decent stay, and he only cost £500 at Ascot sales, having gone there with leg trouble. There is a closer shot of Night School, but he hasn't won a chase under rules, although he's won a lot of point-to-points. But I think he'll go well today. She'll sit in behind these leaders, Jim Ladd and Vienna Schick, and then deliver a challenge later. There is number 6, Jim Ladd. He's a 14-year-old now, ridden by Karen Bryan, who's 19 years of age. And she's the sister of the former point-to-point champion, John Bryan. In my opinion, I think that Karen's probably just slightly the better rider. I'm sure John won't appreciate me saying that, but she's a very good rider indeed. And Jim Ladd's won 21 point-to-points, including the 1976 Lady Dudley Cup. Goes a great gallop, this one, and a very good jumper. And he wasn't disgraced when third at Ludlow, some 12 lengths behind Chico Ora. This one will go quite well. We have some betting for you.
Jim Ladd not in the betting at the moment. Vienna Schick is the favourite still at 6-4. Night School has come in considerably from 5-1 to 7-2. Locus is 8-1. First time in the betting, Valerian and Angry Aristocrat 12-1, 16-1 bar 5.
In the light blue there is number 2. This is Locus, trained by Tim Forster, the only licensed trainer in the field here today. And Locus is the property of Lord Astor and Robert Hesketh, ridden by Mary Crouch, who's a terrific girl to hounds, a very good girl point-to-pointing. And she rode this one to beat the professionals in her first ride against them at Toaster recently. He's a bit of a character, this horse, and if he doesn't get his own way, he doesn't really like it. I suppose Mary will have her lot cut out today with these front runners, because she'll have a job to keep this fellow sweet. But Locus, anyway, he's a 10-year-old, carries 11.7 less Mary's £7 allowance, but she's certainly worth all of her £7. They're going through. That was Valeron in the stripes. Now, this is an interesting one, because he's only been beaten once in 5 point-to-points, all that time ridden by Sue Waterman, who's a very good rider indeed. I'm surprised she doesn't get more rides. And this one in the colours of Max Church's, whose birthday it is today. He also won the men's event of this in 1976 with Pam Muir. But let's see how they bet.
Well, Valerian hasn't changed in the betting, still on 12-1. Vienna Chic 11-8, Night School 3-1, Locus 9-1, Valerian and Angry Aristocrat 12-1, 16-1 bar 5.
And there is Night Ride in the light sleeves going away from us, ridden by Rosemary Barnett. And Rosemary Barnett, in fact, cooks for the executives at the lunches for Christie's, the sponsoring firm. So she'll be a popular one if she wins this. It's her first ride under rules. Night Ride's a 13-year-old now, and she's carrying 11 stone, but just putting up a pound overweight, having claimed her 7. Rather moderate on the flat, this one, and over hurdles. In fact, ran in cellars, but quite a useful pointer. Stays well. There's a turn of speed at the end, and really does stay. Needs a fast surface, really, to produce its best, so can't be fancied at all here today. There is number 13 next to her in the light colours there. Number 13 is Heath Hill, 10-year-old carrying 10-4, and the only mare in the race. This one ridden by Corinne Hamer, who is in fact the secretary to Michael Stout, the very big flat trainer who, of course, has the Derby favourite. So Corinne having her first ride under rules in a Hunterchase. She has ridden in point-to-points, but this mare goes to stud after this race. She's going to Young Barnaby, the HIS stallion. I can't really give her a great chance here, but we wish her luck anyway. She likes the mud. Number 8 is Mr. Tack, just going out of the picture to the left. In the blue colours, there is Mr. Tack, ridden by Anne Alcock. Anne, who is a journalist by profession. She writes quite a lot for the Horse and Hound, of course, figures very prominently, especially with these hunt races, and very keen. She's also an author of several books, and she's ridden winners over hurdles, point-to-pointing, and this she hopes will be her first chase winner. Anyway, look out for Vienna Schick, who makes the running. Jim Ladd, Night School, sure to be up there, but they're coming in for the start, so I think a good time to join you, Peter.
Thank you, Richard. As you say, they're being called in. Looks as though it could work now. I was just going to say it looks like being a first-timer, and they're told to turn and come in again. Kerr is just a little bit behind the others. Venus Schick turns. They're all turning to go back and form a line. Still Kerr, a little bit behind the others. Joined now by Monella and Kahutek as they turn to come in again. Locker's 8-1 from 9-1. White flag up under orders, and they're away. Mr. Tack, the first to show from Jim Ladd, and Jim Ladd going on as they come to the first of the 22 fences in all. Jim Ladd going on from Venus Schick now going up into second. Then comes Mr. Tack and Bally Tartar, and all safely over the first. Running to the second, Jim Ladd setting a good pace in this really testing ground from Venus Schick, a confirmed front runner. That was a ditch. Night School was over in third. Behind Night School was Bally Tartar and Mr. Tack, and then Valerian. Behind Valerian was Moonstep. Behind Moonstep was Lockus, and on the outside of Lockus was Angry Aristocrat. And the leaders coming to the next, the water this. Venus Schick lands in the lead from Jim Ladd, and they're a long way clear of Night School, and then Mr. Tack and Moonstep. Just behind Moonstep is Valerian, then Bally Tartar and Lockus. Behind Lockus, rider who's lost her cap there is Angry Aristocrat. And Kerr is in fact the back marker. The leaders coming to the sixth. Venus Schick in the lead from Jim Ladd, jumps at second. Night School just coming to jump at third. Behind them, Mr. Tack, 4, and behind them, Moonstep and Valerian, and then Lockus. Behind Lockus is Kahutek. And then comes Angry Aristocrat. So the leaders running around this top turn, and Venus Schick making it. Venus Schick and Sue Reynard by about 4 lengths now from Jim Ladd, a gap of about 5 then to Night School. Behind Night School is Mr. Tack. Behind Mr. Tack, Valerian. Behind Valerian is Angry Aristocrat, and then comes Moonstep. Swinging into the straight now on the first circuit. Coming to fence number 7. Venus Schick, Jim Ladd and Night School, and then Valerian. Then Mr. Tack. And Angry Aristocrat. Lockus just in behind him with Moonstep. Coming down to the second ditch now. Venus Schick from Jim Ladd and Night School, and Valerian and Mr. Tack and Lockus and Moonstep. And then comes Moonella. Moonella's rider having lost her cap, as Angry Aristocrats has as well. Over the 9th, Venus Schick from Jim Ladd and Mr. Tack jumped at third, just ahead of Night School. Then Valerian. Then Moonella and Angry Aristocrat and Moonstep, and behind them Lockus and Kahutek. And that was the 10th. Leaders all safely over it. Coming down to the fence that'll be the last on the next circuit. Venus Schick in the lead from Jim Ladd second. Mr. Tack is third with Night School 4. And a faller there is Angry Aristocrat. Rider up all right, horse up all right too. But Angry Aristocrat, the only faller to date, and as they pass the winning post on the first circuit, it's Venus Schick, closely pressed by Night School, Jim Ladd, Master Tack, and Valerian, little between that 5. Behind them come Moonella and Lockus and Moonstep and Kahutek, and then quite a long gap to Kerr. Behind Kerr is Bally Tartar, and then Heath Hill. Behind Heath Hill is Night Ride. So only one faller, the rider up all right. The leaders swing left-handed to go out onto the far side on the final circuit, with Night School and Venus Schick disputing the lead. Just ahead of Mr. Tack in third. 4 is Valerian, 5 Lockus, who's improving well. Behind him comes Jim Ladd, who's weakening. Behind Jim Ladd is Moonella, then Moonstep, and then comes Kahutek. As they race over the far side and come to the race towards the first on the far side now on this final circuit. This will be number 12 of the 22 fences in all. And it's Venus Schick from Night School, little between these two. Venus Schick on the inside of Night School, about 1.5 lengths between them as they jump this one. Venus Schick in the lead from Night School second. Mr. Tack jumped in third, and Lockus 4. Behind him, Valerian, and then came Jim Ladd. Behind Jim Ladd was Moonstep, and then Moonella, and then Kahutek. Over that ditch, it was Venus Schick from Night School. Mr. Tack tiring by the look of it. Locus improving a little bit. Venuschick there from Night School. Mr. Tack third, Locus 4. 5 Jim Ladd, 6 Moonstep, 7 Valerian, 8 Munello, 9 Cahutek. This is the water now. Venuschick from Night School. The rain driving down once again here. And the ground desperately testing here at Chepstow. Venuschick in the lead from Night School. Close between Master Tack and Locus for third. Behind them, Jim Ladd and then Moonstep. That was 7 from home. Racing down towards the next, the 2 leaders with a long advantage over the remainder at the moment. Venuschick on the inside of Night School. That's 6 from home. Venuschick from Night School. Just coming to the fence. Locus, then Mr. Tack, and then Jim Ladd, then Moonstep. And behind Moonstep, Kerwar, who's made quite a bit of progress now. All continuing, although the field very, very well strung out. Still only 1 faller. And now coming to the 5th from home in this Jeep Christie's Ladies Championship. And still very little between Venuschick and Night School. Locus has moved into 3rd, a long way clear of Kerwar, moving into 4th now. Coming down to the 5th last. On the right of the picture, the far side, Venuschick. On the left is Night School, then Locus, then Kerwar, barely in the picture. Over that one, Venuschick from Night School, and then Locus. Coming down now to the final ditch. Night School under pressure. Venuschick over on the far side, Locus in 3rd at the final ditch. Night School lands just in the lead from Venuschick. Locus jumps at 3rd. And Mr. Tack has been pulled up at that one. Coming down now to the 3rd last. Night School, Venuschick, Locus. Night School jumps it in the lead from Venuschick. 2nd, not much between them. Then comes Locus. Then Moonstep was improving, and then Kerwar. Virtually only 5 now left in it as they come down to the 2nd last. Night School in the lead from Venuschick at the 2nd last. Night School jumps it in the lead. Venuschick 2nd. Moonstep finishing well in 3rd. Then comes Locus and then Kerwar. Racing to the final fence now in this Jeep Christie's Ladies Championship, and it's Night School being pressed by Moonstep. Moonstep coming with a great run. Night School and Moonstep lands in the lead, and it's Moonstep on the near side from Night School. Moonstep and Miss Katie Haswell striding away now from Night School and Mrs. Jennifer Irish as they come to the line. Moonstep is going to win it. And at the line, Moonstep wins the Jeep Christie's Ladies Championship. Hunterchase. Night School is 2nd. Venuschick, the long-time leader, just holds on to 3rd, with very close for 4th between Kerwar and Locus. And behind them came Ballytartar and then Cahutek. And behind Cahutek was Jim Ladd. And so the result of the Jeep Christie's Ladies Championship. Hunterchase, 1st, number 17, Moonstep, owned by Mr. John Weldon, trained by him and ridden by Miss Katie Haswell. 2nd was number 10, Night School, owned by Mrs. Jennifer Irish, trained by Mike Irish and ridden by Mrs. Jennifer Irish. And 3rd was number 3, Venuschick, owned by Mrs. Sue Reynard, trained by her and ridden by her. 4th was number 7, Kerwar. That was the 1, 2, 3, 4, and what a finally judge, a climax that by Katie Haswell on Moonstep. To get up in the closing stages, having made up her ground very steadily over the last 5 fences to get into a challenging position between the last 2 fences. Let's review those closing stages now with Richard Pittman.
And staying was the name of the game here, and you can see still in front but tiring Night School, ridden by Jennifer Irish. She asks and gets a good jump, but coming up, looming in fact on the outside, is Moonstep, ridden by Katie Halswell. They've come all the way from the 4-borough hunt right down in Cornwall, so it's been a long journey, but it'll be a lot shorter going home. Well, this one had been beaten by Venuschick quite a long way earlier in the season pointing, but of course was benefiting from the weight today. Loves the soft ground, persistent challenger, and came through with a nicely timed run to win. But it had been a slog from the word go, and the leaders had really run themselves into the ground in this very testing conditions today. As you saw, the horses very well strung out, but Moonshot, a good winner on the post.
And as Katie Helswell returns on the 25-1 winner of the opener here at rain-sodden Chepstow, I can confirm to you that there was only one faller, and neither horse or rider came to any harm. Several pulled up, the pace having been pretty hot in the early stages and obviously very hard to maintain. These are really arduous conditions to ride in. Moonstep, a 9-year-old, by Bribe out of Moon Mist by Golden Cloud. Golden Cloud, a notable sprinter. Not ideal conditions for sprinting this afternoon. The official verdict, 3 lengths and 12 lengths, and the starting prices as follows.
First, number 17, Moonstep, 25-1. Second, number 10, Night School, 3-1. And third, number 3, Venus Chic, 11-8 favourite.
And an opening dividend